drink, one more drink. You know in the morning for sure we gon' stink. One more round, one more round. It's 5 a.m. you pricks, the barkeep frowned. This is what we do, catch up for a few. We'll riff and talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2. Talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. A little hungover out here in Nashville. We did it up last night, but I'm good.
Way?
Me, Chris Porter, Theo was hanging out. Porter's doing the early shows.
Oh, nice.
He brought a bottle of tequila. It was a whole thing.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, I guess I'm sorry to bring you back into this, but...
Oh, no, I'm back in. I'm doing a SoCo and tea.
Ew.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I had to go down. I went down to the bar in the hotel and grabbed it for the show.
Shit. I'm doing a McKellen 15 here. I'm going nice.
Ooh, that's a nice scotch.
That's a nice scotch in honor. I mean, we say why we're drinking on this show, so this is in honor. I miss the Comedy Cellar. I think of it every day. It's in honor of Alan Havey, who always drinks McKellen at the Cellar.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Alan Havey, as the stand-up, you might know him as Lou Avery on Mad Men, which is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yes.
He fires Don Draper. I mean, what a fucking hilarious role.
Great actor, underrated actor, good comic too.
So funny.
He's got some Lettermans that are killer.
Dude, I always think of that joke of his where he goes, I got a good wife, not a perfect wife. Perfect wife, spy for the CIA.
Yes.
Honey, how was your day? I can't talk about it. Perfect.
Great joke. I don't know if you can do that joke now.
I don't know. Maybe you can. I mean, he's an older guy, so he gets away with it. I think if you're an older dude, you can kind of, it's like the young guy doing it. If it was like an 18-year-old comic, you'd be like, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
Right. No, he's a killer. Just like an old school dude, like, again, I don't know if I should say this, but like all the waitresses loved him because he had that DILF kind of dad thing going.
Yeah.
And just a cool guy from Miami, regular dude, just, likes to drink.
He also has Missouri ties, I believe, because I know he's a diehard Cardinals fan. So,
okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So do you have a story behind the SoCo and tea or just fucking Nashville-ing it up?
Well, it's the South, and we're big tea people in the South. And I said, what goes with a tea? And they had like an iced tea flavored liquor, and I was like, I don't want that flavored shit. Just give me a tea with some SoCo in it. So
you don't do the flavors?
Not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind if it's like infused. I'll do I love like a jalapeno infused tequila or something. I'll do that, but
that works. But this honey, like that Jack Daniel's honey, I'm like, ugh. It's like syrupy, sweety. Ugh.
I met one of my favorite basketball players ever in Milwaukee years ago, Latrell Sprewell. You might know me choked his coach in Golden State and he got thrown off the team. It was like an incredible story. But I was, I'm there in a Knicks sweatshirt and the host of the show was like, Latrell Sprewell drinks across the street every night. And I was like, no, he doesn't. She goes, every night. He's like Kenny Powers in Milwaukee now.
Wow.
So we go to the bar, he shows up and I was like, what does he drink? She goes, he drinks Honey Jack.
Oh no.
So he walks in. It was like the most painful interaction I ever had where I just said, he finally comes in. I'm like, Latrell, I'm the biggest fan. I'm wearing a fucking Knicks sweatshirt in Milwaukee. Like clearly I'm a fan. And he goes, okay. And I said, can I get you a drink? He holds up his Honey Jack. He goes, I already got one. And I said, I'm a comedian. I'm playing across the street later tonight or tomorrow night. And he goes, yeah, okay. And I was like, well, if you want an extra ticket, he goes, yeah, don't count on it. That was my interaction with him.
Wow.
Brutal. And then 2 nights later, whatever, I saw other people go up to him and it went way worse. I got off easy.
Yeah.
2 nights later, the last night there, the bartender from that bar that he goes to every night was like, I heard you had a rough interaction with Sprewell. He's a good guy. He's a surly drunk sometimes. So she's texting him. She goes, I'm at the guy's show, the comedian who you met the other night. And he goes, he just writes back, yeah, great guy.
Hey, all right.
But like all he did was fucking insult me. Like it was.
But you left him alone, and I think that's what counts.
Alone. Yeah.
He took note of that.
Years later, he came on my MSG show, and I did not bring it up.
Yeah. What do you think? Is he just a sad guy? Like, did his daughter die? Like, what do you think got him so?
Well, I mean, all right, here's one thing. He's underappreciated. He was a great player, but he turned down a 3-year, $21 million deal at the end of his career, and he never got another deal again. And it was like a famous viral clip where he said, I got kids to feed. So every news station picked it up. He goes, yeah. The thing was like, what are you feeding them? Hummers? Like, what are you feeding them? So I think he caught a lot of shit for that. But I mean, I loved him. I thought he was the man. He was just like, he fucking choked his coach and then came to the Knicks and like was awesome for us. I mean, when does that ever happen? When does that ever work out?
Right. Fun story on that same wavelength. And I'm not going to say who it is because I don't know if they want this out there. But I was opening for a huge comic, and we were at a restaurant before the show, and John Turturro was eating alone at this restaurant. It was like a steakhouse. He's eating alone at like 5 p.m. And the headliner was like, I'm going to go tell John Turturro about our show. And I was like, all right, good luck. He walked over. He goes, I'm a huge fan, Mr. Turturro. Love all your work. And he goes, uh-huh. And he goes, just saying, I'm doing the arena tonight. If you want to come by, it's on me. And he goes, no, thank you. And that was it.
Wow.
He wasn't mean. He was just like, no, thank you. But it was super, that walk back was so defeating. It was like when you hit a gutter ball in bowling and you have to turn around and go back to your friends, you know?
No,
that's what it looked like.
You'd almost rather they're just an asshole outright, because no thank you was just such a polite rejection. You'd almost rather they're a dick. That's such a reasonable rejection.
I know. It was ugly. And yeah, he was polite, so you couldn't hate him. You're right. You just had to go, all right, I guess he didn't want to come.
I remember he did a movie called, I think it was called like American Gigolo or something. I saw it with List, and it was one of those movies where like every 10 minutes we had to turn to each other and be like, is this the worst movie you've ever seen? it was like Woody Allen was his like friend in the movie. And it was like, you could tell Woody Allen did it as a favor. Like, you've done a lot of my shit, you know?
Right.
I mean, I love John Turturro, but like, then you see some of these guys, like when they're like, all right, I'm writing my own thing. And you're like, didn't work out. That's
right.
But yeah, he is a fucking legend. I mean, I love his acting. Great
actor,
dude. What's that movie he did? The Redford movie. You know what I'm talking?
Quiz Show. Amazing.
One of my favorite movies ever. Incredible.
So good in that. He's great. And obviously Big Lebowski. Yeah. I think Uncut Gems is kind of like channeling some Turturro.
Whoa. Yeah. Good call. Yeah.
The hair, the face, everything.
You know why, though? What you're really saying is a trashy Jew is basically an Italian. That's what you're saying.
I'm not going to argue with that. But
Uncut Gems was fucking cool. That was a good movie.
Loved it. I mean, a lot of people hate it. I thought it was, they're like, it's too tense. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. Yeah. That's movie making. That's what they were trying to go for.
It's a panic attack. It really is. It drove me insane. I was like, going crazy, but I'm like, I mean, that's what being a degenerate gambler is supposed to feel like. I think that's what they're going for, right?
Yeah, and they nailed it, and the ending was a twist. And he was like a weird guy, but you rooted for him. He was like ugly and a kind of a shark, but you loved him.
Yeah, because you're just in it so deep. You're just like, fuck. It's like being around a degenerate gambler where you're furious at them, but then you're like, I want you to win.
Right. Yeah, we saw Django in the theater.
Oh, we did. Yeah, that was fun.
In Union Square. That feels like such a, I guess with COVID, seeing a movie in the theater feels so old fashioned now.
Yeah, dude. You know, I just rewatched Kill Bill the other night. It's so good. It's
great.
It's just such a good movie where you're like, it's funny with Tarantino. You're just like, oh, I'm in someone great's hands every step of the way.
Yes. That's
every
what you
shot,
want.
every music choice, every shot, every line. You're like, fuck. I hate when people critique Tarantino for like the new one he did with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, where they're like, it's too long. And I'm like, what else were you going to do at that time?
Right. And it's so great. I didn't want it to end.
I loved it.
I loved Brad Pitt's character. I loved DiCaprio was so funny when he's drinking too much and he's like in the trailer throwing the shit against the wall going, you got to get it together. We've all been there so many times. I love the flamethrower, all that shit. The dog and the smashing like woman's face on the mantle. I mean, come on, it's gold.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, it's Tarantino's so good where he's like, this is like just straight up violence against women, and he's getting you in the theater cheering for it because they're such fucking hateable characters.
Right.
I mean, they're murderers, so you're kind of like, yeah, this is okay to cheer for.